Okay, that was fantastic. Now you're all awake. And guess who's presenting next? The birthday boy and his partner. So you can't have a birthday, and this is his actual birthday. Imagine sharing it with so many people. So I was so pleased when Willie said, you know what a way to go. I'll be there on my birthday, and I'm going to be celebrating with all of you. So we couldn't resist that, Willie. So I'm going to call up Mr. Ephraim from Maramatlo Primary School and the birthday boy himself, and they're going to come and share with us what their journey was like. And you can see that I've used the tuk-tuk here. Now, at least that must make you curious. I know the pirate ship, the carriage, but the tuk-tuk. So these two gentlemen had a very, very interesting year with lots of changes. Lots being the operative word. I'm not going to steal their thunder. So eventually I decided, when I was putting all of this together, I thought, now which transport mode are we going to get into here? And it had to be the tuk-tuk, because I think they tuk-tuk along, but have you seen a tuk-tuk get to the end? Yeah. It can turn into a racing car. So putting your hands together for Willie and Ephraim.
It was a long, inspiring, motivational, exciting dream that will continue to broaden the horizon of my career as a leader.
Who's going to do what?
I'll drive this.
Okay.
Where's our song?
Is it? She forgot our song.
I didn't.
You want to talk? You want to hear it first?
Heinrich, can you give them their song, please?
Please give us our song. You want to talk? Okay.
Can you?
No. Listen. Yo. Go. Sure. What the more?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We want engagement here. We're not going to start up until you give us that attention. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to introduce my partner here, not in crime, but in success. So to my right, it's Mr. Ephraim who's a primary principal of Maramatlo. The school has enrolled about 460 children in 2018. They've got 3 SMT members and about 11 educators. So it's relatively very small school compared to some of the colleagues that are here. But it has it's a wonderful environment to be in, and I'm very proud to be part of Ephraim's environment, because it's very conducive. And I'm sure as we share our journey, you're gonna get excited as well.
This is the Honorable Willie, birthday boy, Chavala, representing Nedbank. Willie, why did you come to this program? I think Willie, one of the best things is a person who likes development and networking. You know why? Because he's a person who's dealing with what? Money. Networking is the biggest thing for him. Investing in sustainable growth is the biggest thing for him. Willie, birthday boy. And then here, I'll just briefly go to the school, the problems that we experience as a school, briefly. Lack of infrastructure, something that we take for granted. We never had an administration block. You know, when I talk about this, I talk, from the heart. Because, you have to share the toilet, the ablution facility with kids. And then it was one thing that, I've consistently been raising. And, when I talk about that, it's hit me to the core. Lack of parental involvement, especially, the parents that we really want in our meetings. We always preach to converted. Every time the parents that we don't want are there. The ones that we want are no longer there. So we always preach to converted. So that was a serious challenge. And then improving our academic achievements, of course, our ANA result was not good enough. You can imagine when when you say you are what do they call us? No, not fee. The underperforming schools. Yes, can you imagine being called underperforming school? That's degrading, you see. So that is why we identify that as one of the problems. And then the other issue that we identify as a problem is the issue of resources, improving the state of our kitchen and water preservation. And this one is also very key. I think as visionary leaders, we should not wait for Cape Town to come to Pretoria to Gauteng. We should begin to start now, invest in our water infrastructure. Each and every school must begin to have a tanker or a Jojo or whatever. We should not wait for Gauteng to be hit by the same problem as Cape Town. We are a smart province. We should know better. These are some of the challenges that we experience at the school.
Thank you, partner. So on the back of those challenges, what did we do to try and really address the challenges at hand? Of course, when you run a school, there's so many people that are involved in terms of the SMT, the educators, parents, SGB, and their involvement is quite critical to find a long-lasting solution. So, our task with my partner here was to more fully comprehend the challenges. Some of them have been there since the school was established, some 38 years old. I wasn't born by that. So you can imagine that those challenges. Some of even his people that were there before him, battled to really overcome. So we then put our heads together, bring in all the key stakeholders to really fully comprehend how do we as a collective find a long-lasting solution. And of course, it's key critical that to find long-lasting solution, you want to ensure that all involved in terms of the collaboration partners, that they feel empowered, that they don't feel Mr. Coe here is the one that is just giving them orders, because in so doing you're not going to get a great sense of progress. So we got their commitment because we established common goal. Everyone bought in terms of what we wanted to achieve as a collective, because it's a small school with relatively significant challenges. And on the back of that, because of their commitment, listening in terms of tapping into their knowledge and some of their ideas that they had, we then find the solutions to say, how do we then work with our collaboration partners within the greater school, to really achieve sustained results?
Okay. Quickly, what did I learn from my partner? This guy here next to me, the tallest guy in the room. Sorry, Willie, are you the tallest? I don't know. He's not afraid of challenges. He was like the scorogoro that you saw there. Our partnership was full of trouble. It was not a normal partnership, but we pulled through. This man is very committed. He's not scared of challenges. He went from one point to another point, but and he said to me with his big voice, "Ephraim, don't worry. I'll support you through. So now I can see why. You will see when we end this program why he did support me to the last. And then what is my takeaway from this? My takeaway is that we learn from this workshop that there are no crossroads here. We talked about crossroads too much when we're dealing with workshops and stuff like that. And then even if you reach a cul-de-sac, with the kind of people that we were dealing with, you would create a route somewhere and just go through. The kind of caliber of the people we had, it was really a good. Panda, time.
So for me, there has been great learnings. I suppose my partner has touched on some of those that are being flighted on the screen. It has been very insightful, and for me, it's more around really giving back to the communities, because we say in our culture that when you rise, pull others with. So for me, it's more around how do I progress with my greater community. So those are some of my key takeaways, but I really enjoyed, the PFP offering, and I'm really hoping, more, business leaders will get involved, because growth is really tenacious.
Can you go to the successes bit now? The successes, as you can see here, these slides here, I'll just go through them quickly. These are the achievements we had. We could even, as a staff, just have a luxury of bringing food and just eat together, just for fun. Sitting together there. And you can see there in the slides, the next slides, you can see how beautiful the school is. The next slide, you can see that's beauty at best. If this was a man, I would say it is handsome, but now it's a school is beautiful. So we take care of it. The most important one that I want to go through before our time is up is that at the beginning we highlighted the problems that we had, and then the kind of problems that you can see that my partner will take you to the slide where we had shared the abolition facility with learners, and then from there you can see where we are, partner. Now today, as I speak, I was sharing with kids. You can see that side. As we speak now, we have our mini administration block through this project. And for that, I can truly say thank you. Thank you very much. And then, partner, I'm not sure if I'm concluding, but if I'm concluding, what I can say that no one is rich enough to buy yesterday, but with a little bit of hustle, tomorrow can be yours. Through this project, I can say thank you very much.